Hi, my name is Mayuri, and I'll be going through what you might experience after an assault. Whether you were an adult or a child when it happened, rape and sexual violence can have a big impact on your health, life, and relationships. Some of these can last a long time. For example, you might have depression, anxiety, panic attacks, or phobias. You may feel angry, ashamed, worthless, or scared, um, and cry a lot and find it difficult to feel or show emotions, and also have unexplained physical symptoms, including pain and illness. And you may also feel like you may get relief by harming yourself, um, maybe by cutting, burning, neglecting your needs and health, or drinking and smoking too much. You may also find that certain things may trigger vivid memories of what happened to you. You might feel as if you're going through it again, whether some of these things happen to you or not, or whether you live with other effects of sexual violence that are not listed on here. Your experience is real, valid, and yours, and there's no right or wrong way to be or feel, and you're not alone. So before we move on, just wanted to say that we'll be going through content which may be distressing and including self-harm, and do consider your own well-being and view this content at a time which is most appropriate for you. Flashbacks. So flashbacks usually happen suddenly without warning, and they are vivid memories of traumatic, if a traumatic event that feel like they're happening now. You may re-experience what you saw, heard, smelt, felt, and your body's reaction, such as fast heartbeat. This can last from second to hours. So flashbacks feel different for different people. They can happen anytime, even when we're feeling happy. And this can be really scary and distressing as you re-experience your trauma and can feel like it's really happening. You may see what happened as single images or like a film. You might be able to smell, taste, something linked to your trauma, and your body might react the same way by your heart beating fast or sweating. Flashbacks can make you feel vulnerable, anxious, and scared. They can leave you feeling isolated and wanting to talk to anyone. You might experience intense feelings of anger, shame, or numbness. Panic attacks. So a panic attack is an intense period of heightened anxiety, and you might experience them suddenly without warning, or you might feel them gradually building. They can be very distressing, and you might feel terrified as if you're losing control. It's common to feel sick, dizzy, weak, and to hyperventilate. Your panic attack could last from minutes to hours, but it will pass. Although panic attacks are frightening, they're not usually dangerous. Physical symptoms can include faster, irregular, or more noticeable heartbeat, feeling lightheaded and dizzy, headaches, chest pains, loss of appetite, and mental symptoms can include feeling quite tense and nervous, feeling, being unable to relax, worrying about the past or future, feeling tearful, and not being able to sleep. It is common to have difficulties with sleep after experiencing sexual violence. You might experience fear of falling asleep and having nightmares. Nightmares can be more than just bad dreams. You might feel like you're re-experiencing sexual violence. You may feel tired due to poor sleep, insomnia, being unable to sleep, waking up throughout the night. Sleep problems can have further effects on our well-being, including feeling tired all the time and mental exhaustion. Some people self-harm as a response to sexual violence. Self-harm is anything that someone does to cause harm to themselves. This includes cutting or burning and not eating, taking drugs, and working to exhaustion. So there are many reasons why you might self-harm after experiencing sexual violence. Controlling emotions. Sometimes we experience emotions at times when we aren't ready to deal with them and feel it's inappropriate, for example, crying at work or school. You might self-harm to use pain as a way of distracting or suppressing yourself or distracting yourself from your emotions. Expressing emotions. So when our emotions become too much for us or too painful, it feels like a pot about to boil over. So causing ourselves harm can be a way of relieving some of this pain and give us a sense of relief, like taking off the lid of the pot of boiling water. Feeling emotions. So when we feel numb, experiencing pain is a quick way of proving to ourselves that we could still feel and are still alive. Punishing yourself. So, when we feel shame or guilt, it can sometimes make us believe that we deserve to feel pain. And at last, control. So as well as controlling emotions, self-harm can give you a feeling of control over your life more widely. After experiencing sexual violence, it's common to feel out of control. Through self-harm, you might feel you can bring back control into your life. For example, by choosing how you hurt and when. Self-harm can be dangerous and sometimes fatal. Remember that we're here for you and you can talk. There are helplines that can provide support or, are there just to talk to. So if you want to stop self-harming, here are a few suggestions to help. It can be hard to stop self-harming immediately. If you're using a dangerous method of self-harm, you might be able to start replacing it with a safer one, like holding ice or plunging your hands into ice cold water, taking a cold shower, writing positive words on the parts of your body where you normally harm yourself, or eating spicy food. And distraction techniques. So distraction techniques help you resist the urge to self-harm until the feeling passes. Try writing a list of suggestions you can refer to when you feel the urge of self-harm. It can include reading, listening to music, drawing or coloring, watching television, cleaning, tidying, or playing with a pet. Other ways to express emotions. So to stop relying on self-harm, You might need an alternative way of expressing emotion. So art can help us to express how we feel when we don't have the words or don't want to use them, or collecting and sharing quotes or images, writing in a journal, dance, or whatever helps and supports you. So treating the cause, not the symptom. Well, ultimately, we self-harm in response to a feeling. You can reduce your self-harm by understanding the feeling behind it and by working towards feeling better. And this will take time, but you're not alone. Rape crises have really useful resources that you can use to understand how you're feeling. And you can also talk to them on the number here, which is 0808 802 9999. If you're supporting someone who self-harms, you might have lots of different feelings, but it's important to try and understand why they might be doing it, as well as what you can do to help. So it's important to try and remain calm when you discover that a loved one is self-harming. Try to understand that self-harm is a coping method, and those who self-harm are usually looking for a way to cope with their emotions and live. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're suicidal. When someone is relying on self-harm as a coping method, it can be dangerous to force them to stop immediately without helping them to find alternatives. So remember that self-harm is how they're dealing with severe emotional pain, and preventing them from self-harming will not get rid of this pain. So tell them that you love them and you're there to support them. Help them explore why they're self-harming and identify healthy alternatives for that. And yes, it's a myth that people who self-harm are attention-seeking. Many people who self-harm hide it. So if someone tells you that they're self-harming, believe them and listen to them. If you require support or more information on any of the topics discussed, please see the Rape Crisis website, rapecrisis.org.uk, and the number that I mentioned before, 0808 802 9999.